Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the Demolition League. We are starting all the teams now playing their sixth game of the season, final of a three-game series that they played before, playing the teams for the third time, and then they'll move on to different opponents. We have the Chicago Cubs taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. It'll be game number 26 on the season out of 270. And for Toronto, the Rogers Center Dome is closed, so we're having the average weather 1 to 5 singles for lefties and righties, home runs 1 to 3 for left, and 1 to 9 for right-handers. But of course, as usual with the Demolition League, my score sheet is empty because I don't know who's going to play and who's not going to play. One person I know is not going to play is Dansby Swanson. We look at last week's or the previous game. Swanson will have to miss 2 games. And since he's missing just 2 games, basically the Cubs are going to play shorthanded by one man. We're not going to make a transaction just for 2 games. So they're just going to have to deal with being short one player. That's all. Now, if somebody else gets injured this game, then yeah, I'll make a move because I'm not going to have them short by 2 players. So first order of business is hello, Ben, and hello, Mr. Jeffrey. Good to see both of you. First order of business are the rest rolls, and that's going to determine what we do for the lineups. So we're going to take 1d6 and roll it and compare it against the rolls that we have and see which positions are forced to possibly be rested. That's a 2. So it's shortstop, right field, and first base. Okay. Shortstop for the Cubs was Swanson. Of course, he's already injured, so you don't have to rest him because he's already out resting. So we're looking at right field and first base. So right field is Suzuki, and we'll see if he probably has enough at bats to be able to bypass a rest. Pretty much 575. Okay, he's got 575 plate appearances. So we go to our chart, 575. The only way he has to rest is if the double die comes up as a 1. Anything else, he's good to go. Well, he's good to go. Barely, but he is. And then first base is Bush. He may have to rest, so we'll take a look at Bush. Well, maybe not too bad either. That's 559. So 559 is a 1 to 3. He's got to rest on a 1 to 3, and then 4 or higher, he stays in the game. That's an 11. So nobody from the Cubs has to rest. The only player they're down is Swanson because he's injured. So Cubs, Swanson out. That's their only liability, or only missing player. Now we'll do the exact same thing with the Toronto Blue Jays. See what positions they have to check for rest. That's a 3. So we're looking at second base, catcher, and left field. All righty. Let's look at second base in the previous game. Second base was Biggio. I imagine he has to rest. I'm almost guaranteed he's got to rest. I don't think he has nearly enough plate appearances, but I could be wrong, but I don't think he does. He's got about 200, so he's definitely a rest. So Toronto, Biggio will have to rest. That's the first player that has to rest, as he was second base. Catcher and left field are the other 2. Look at the catcher, and the catcher for Toronto was Alejandro Kirk. Let's see if he has to rest. He's got 375 at bats or plate appearances. So the only way he does not rest is if we roll a 20. Anything other than 20, he's got to rest. So he will rest, and Jansen will do the starting catching. So Kirk also has to rest for Toronto. Now they can come in the 7th inning. That's not a problem. They're out for the game. And then finally is the left fielder. So the left fielder for Toronto in the previous game was Barger, and I got a feeling he's got to rest too because I don't think he had enough plate appearances either. But I could be wrong. Now, Barger's only got 222, so Barger has to rest. So all 3 rest rolls for the Blue Jays, unfortunately, these guys have to rest. So I have to make my lineup without those 3 gentlemen, and we'll see what we can do. All right, well, Chicago, rather, is not encumbered by that. Hello, Robert. Hello, Cosmo. Good to see you. So Chicago, their only rest role they have with Swanson, but he's already out injured anyway. So Chicago can do what they want. Pitching for Toronto is Chris Bassitt, a right-hander. So keep that in mind when you're making Chicago lineup. And we'll figure out what we're going to do with their lineup. They're going to have Nico Horner is going to lead off and play shortstop because remember Swanson is out. So they're going to put Nico Horner at shortstop. He's a decent shortstop too. A 2E20, that's definitely not bad at short, especially for a guy who normally plays second. So Nico Horner will be the leadoff man. Let's see, batting second. They will go with they'll go an Ian Happ. Ian Happ in left field. And I'm just making these up off the fly based on what I'm seeing and just kind of hunches and whatever else you want to call it. I'm not looking at any, predetermined or probable lineup or any of that kind of stuff. We have Cody Bellinger is going to play center field and hit third. And he is a 2 minus 2E4. And he runs at a 15. Seiya Suzuki is in right field. And he will bat cleanup since he was not required to rest. It's a 4 minus 2 E7. And he runs at a 13. All right, then we're going to go to Michael Busch. He will be at first base. And he is a 3E5 and a 12. And then now we're looking at some more players and see who they've got out there that they might want to go to. Boy, who do we go to here? We got right, left, center. Boy, who do we play now? Looks like they're going to go with DH Michael Tauchman. He will do the DHing. And he runs at a 13. Catcher is going to be Miguel Amaya. And his T rating is a 3. Pass ball is a 2. Runs at a 9. And he is a 2 plus 1 E6. All right, now we need second base and third base. So, who do they go to? They're going to go to Christopher Morel at third base. He's a terrible fielder, but he's a good hitter. So they'll sacrifice some defense to get some offense. He's a 5E22 and a 14. And that leaves second base as the only one left. And second baseman can either be Miles Mastrobuoni or it can be Nick Madrigal. Mastrobuoni is a lefty, but he's not as good of a hitter. They're going to go with Mastrobuoni. I guess that's how you pronounce it, Mastrobuoni. He's at second base and 3E16, running at a 14. All right, so that's the Cubs for you. And their starting pitcher is Justin Steele, a left-hander. He will get the call. And so the Blue Jays will have to make their lineup based off of facing a lefty. So we'll figure out what they're going to do as far as that goes. Remember those three guys. Those three guys have to rest. So all right. And right before I came on, I did take this picture of Tabby sitting on her little perch by me. See the Strat-O-Matic box in the background, but that's where she sits on her little perch right beside me where I can reach over and pet her head. So that is Tabby, and she is just enjoying. Now she's down on the floor. She's laying across my laptop case. It's kind of it's a soft case, and so she seems to like that. And so that's what she's doing. Hopefully she stays quiet. Now I've got to make a lineup. We're not going to be able to use Kirk. We're not going to be able to use Kevin Biggio. And we're not going to be able to use Barger. So those three guys have to rest for Toronto. And now we got to make a starting lineup outside of that. That's part of the challenges of the Demolition League. So we're going to figure out who's going to do the deed here for the Blue Jays. We're going to lead off with George Springer, and he will be in right field, where he is a 3 -1 E3. And he's a 14. All right, batting second will be, boy, that's where it gets a little tougher. As soon as I get to the second position, it starts getting tougher already. We're going to go with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And he is going to play second base since Biggio can't play there. And he is a 2E6. Line out of 14. Third position's pretty easy. That's Vladimir Guerrero. Or Guerrero Jr., if you will. He's at first base. 3E14 and a 10. Batting cleanup will be the designated hitter, Justin Turner. He will do the DH duties. He runs at a 9. Batting in the next position will be Dalton Varsho. He's going to be in center field for this one. Or I might put him in left field. I might have to put him in left field. Let's see. No, they're going to use Schneider in left field. So Varsho will be in center field. They will bench Kiermaier against the lefty. So he's going to be a 1 -3 E3 and a 15. All right, next up will be Bo Bichette at shortstop. He's a 4E14, running at a 12. Next up will be Ernie Clement, and he's going to play third base. And he's a 2E22 and a 13. Then we're going to have Davis Schneider play left field. And he runs at a 12, and he is a 3-0-4. And lastly, doing the catching, since Kirk had to rest, is Danny Jansen. And he is a 2+2 E4. His T rating is an 8. Pass ball is a 1. And he runs at an 11. So there we go. That lineup is now done. A lot of brain cells to take care of that one. So you've got Kiermaier and Vogelbach on the bench, plus the 3 guys that had to rest. So all of them are left-handed that are on the bench except for Kirk. But Kirk had to rest also. But against the lefty Steele, they're going with a primarily right-handed lineup. So that's the way they will play it. And we can finally get this thing going on. But again, it's either that or go through some serious correction tape / whiteout to fix things, because once you do the rest rolls, then you got to correct your score sheet, and I'd rather just, it's just less trouble for me to get this right from the start. So now I need to go into the Strat-O-Matic computer and put all these guys in their proper positions. So Horner is leading off at short. Happ is in left. Bellinger is in center. Actually, Suzuki's in right, and then Bellinger is in center. Bush is at first, and then Topman. Will be the DH. Catcher will be Amaya. Second baseman is going to be Morel. I think he'll be ahead of Maya, isn't he? No, he's behind Maya. Okay, Morel at third, Mastroboni at second. Got that. So they're all straight. Go to Toronto. Springer, Kiner-Falefa. Second base in place of the resting Biggio. Guerrero's at third. Batting cleanup is Turner, the DH. Batting fifth is Varsho in center field. Make sure I'm doing all my lineups correctly here, so they're correct before the game starts. Because once you start the game, it's all over. You can't fix it. You have to start all over again. So Bassitt, where are you? There he is. He's a shortstop. He's going to bat sixth. Seventh is Clement at third base. Batting eighth is going to be Schneider in left field. And then Jansen, your catcher, batting ninth. And the pitchers are Bassitt and Steele. All right, we are now ready to go finally. And before I get going, I did finally, after many attempts, get OBS to work. So I will be doing, I've already done the recording. It's just a matter of, I'm going to post it tomorrow at some point, of how to set up a league from scratch in Strat-O-Matic, much like I set up this Demolition League. I'm going from A to Z on the computer, how to set it up, how to pick your teams, how to make divisions, how to make a schedule, all that good, setting all the rule settings, everything that you could possibly want to know. All right, so Justin Steele and Chris Bassitt are your starting pitchers. Left-hander Steele, right-hander Bassitt. Bassitt lost his first game. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.50. Pitched 6 innings. Gave up 5 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, but gave up the runs that caused him to be the losing pitcher. Nico Horner will lead off for the Cubbies. He is hitting .050 in 20 at-bats. He's really struggling. They don't really want him at leadoff, but they don't have a whole lot of other options. So they're going to have to go with what they have. So Nico Horner facing Bassitt, and we're underway. 3-7, and that's a ground ball to second. 1 away, and that's handled by the second baseman, Kiner-Falefa, subbing for the rested Biggio. So 1 out. And here's Ian Happ, the left fielder. Happ's hitting .167, a homer and 3 driven in. So 5-7. That's a base on balls from Bassitt. His first walk. Happ can get the lead on a 5. Pitcher-catcher quotients. Bassitt's a 0. Jansen is a +2. So Bassitt is a +2. So if Happ gets the lead, it's a 1-19. Just has to get the lead. He does not. That's a 1. It's possibly going to be picked off. And it's a very good chance it's going to be picked off. That's a 6. 13 stolen bases, only caught twice. But this is a pickoff opportunity on a 6 there. 1-6, he gets back safely. 7 or higher, he gets picked off. And he gets picked off. So Ian Happ is picked off by a good move from Bassitt. And that's quickly 2 outs with the bases empty. You can call it caught stealing if you like. It really doesn't matter. I just prefer to call it picked off because the guy's trying to get the lead. You could say he got picked off and so he headed to second, but I prefer to visualize them diving back into first base, but that's just me. All right, so that'll bring up Bellinger. Bellinger at the plate. Actually, what did I do here? Hold on. Let me check something out. Make sure I didn't mess something up. I may have messed something up. Yep, I did mess something up. So we're going to have to make a quick correction. There was a swap to the batting order that I was not aware of, but the umpires were. I just wasn't aware of it. But Suzuki and Bellinger are switching places. Unbeknownst to me, they switched places. So we will get this fixed. And it will not be Bellinger batting. It will be Seiya Suzuki. And then Bellinger will hit after him. So just a quick little fix right here. And when that dries up, we will be all straight. I prefer a correction tape, but my correction tape was not working very well. So I have to take what we can get. All right. And yes, this is not whiteout. This is called cover it. It's like I was talking about when I did my good, bad, and ugly with Strat-O-Matic. Strat-O-Matic is a brand name. When any average person might think of baseball game that's statistically based, Strat-O-Matic is like the brand name that comes up, just like whiteout comes up for this. But this is not whiteout. It's called cover it. Whiteout's its own brand, but it's not the whole thing before. So, all right. So Suzuki will be the one batting. And he is hitting .316 on the replay. 1 homer, 2 driven in. Base is now empty. 3-9, and that's a walk. So Suzuki will draw the base on ball. Second walk issued by Bassitt. Suzuki can get the lead on a 5 or a 6. 5 or a 6. Does not get the lead. He will hold. And now Cody Bellinger will bat. Bellinger hitting .167, a homer and 2 driven in. 3-7, and that's a walk. So how about that? Bassitt has walked the bases loaded. And now with 2 outs, Michael Busch is up. Busch on the replay hitting $176. 2 homers, 2 driven in. Bases loaded. Bassitt has to find the strike zone. I'm sorry, not bases loaded because the half was picked off, but it's first and second, 2 outs. That's a 6-8. Bassitt, his injury chance is 6-12, not 6-8. 6-8's a 1-16 single, but that's a 19, so he lines it to second, and that's going to end the inning. So that's going to do it for the Cubbies, and now I think it's dried out pretty good that I can go ahead and write in the lineup as it should have been. Suzuki in right, where he is a 4 -2 E7. And he runs at a 13. Bellinger runs at a 15, where he is a 2 -2 E4. And he is in center field. So obviously a little sloppy there, but that happens. Important thing is everybody's in the right position. It was either that or restart the computer and have to do it all over again. I didn't want to do that. So I figured I'd just insert something where they just made a mistake. That's all. All right. Now Tabby is. What are you doing, Tabby? All right. What are you doing, Tabby? All right. Justin Steele. No relation to Remington Steele, as far as I know. And he's 1-0 with an ERA of 0. Pitched 6 shutout innings for his win. Gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And he's going to be facing George Springer, hitting .250 on the replay, a homer and 2 driven in. That's a 6-7. Steele's entry chance is 6-11. 6-7 is good. It's a strikeout. So Steele comes through with a big strikeout. Maybe he's the man of Steele as he strikes out Springer, and that brings up Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Both teams are 2 and 3, trying to get to that 500 mark. Kiner-Falefa Hitting $154, no homers or run driven in. 1-9 against the left-hander. That's a ground ball to second, where Matt Mastrobuoni will make the play. 2 down. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Vladimir Guerrero. Guerrero in the replay is off to a slow start, only hitting 188. No homers and 1 run driven in. 6-8 to the right-hander is another strikeout. Second strikeout for Steele. Quick 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Blue Jays. At the end of 1, we got no score. Both pitchers have fatigue of 5, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's one of the downfalls of playing the modern seasons is your starting pitcher gets fatigued very early. Here's Michael Tauchman, the DH. He's hitting $167, no homers or runs driven in. Hit a 5-2 left-handed. That's ground ball second base X. That's kind of Falefa. He's a 2-E6. 2 and an 18. He'll get to that. E6 and a 10. There is no error on the 10. Very rarely there are errors on 10s. So that's 1 away. And that'll send up Amaya, the catcher. And he is hitting. Whoops, wait, hold on. Did I mess this up too? Yep, I messed this one up too. Boy, how do we fix this? You know what? I'm gonna keep it as it is, and I'm just gonna rescore the game after the game is over. How about that? That's just too much work going on here. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is and not worry about scoring on the computer. That'll actually make the game go by faster, I guess. Think about it. So I'll just go to the team stats of the individual teams and get the player stats for you and not worry about scoring the game right now. Probably will help myself out. So Amaya, the catcher, is hitting .333, 2 out of 6. Both of those 2 hits have been home runs. That's a 4-6 against Bassitt. 1-2 is a single. That's a 16. He lines it to short. 2 away for Christopher Morel. Morel is hitting .286. He's 2 out of 7. Home run and 1 run driven in. It's a 5-8, and it's ground ball second base X. Again, we're going to kind of Falefa, 2-E6. 2 and a 5. That's a little bit closer, so we got to check that one out. Can't take that one for granted. 2 and a 5 is a G3, and that's a 13, and he is an E6. E6, there's no 13 there, so it's good play for kind of Falefa, and that's going to end the inning. Bassitt with a strong inning. We go to the bottom of the second, still no score. And Justin Turner, the designated hitter, will lead things off for the Blue Jays. Yeah, when I go to once I finish this game, I could probably go on the Strat computer and score it probably in a little over 5 minutes. It won't take that long. So that's what I shall do. All right, so Justin Turner on the replay is hitting .250s, 4 out of 16, a homer and 4 driven in. 4-8, and that's a base on balls. First walk issued by Steele. Turner, no real threat to run. Here comes Dalton Varsho. He's hitting .333, 6 out of 18. No homers and 4 driven in. Havoc roll, nothing happening. Varsho, 6-8. Again, Steele's injury check is 6-11. 6-8 is a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Steele. 1 away for Bo Bassitt. Bassitt is hitting. He's actually leading the Blue Jays in hitting. He's hitting .353, 6 out of 17. A homer and 2 driven in. 1-2, that's a split chance. 1-3 is a single. Anything else he lines a short. And the Devil dies a 3. So it's a single, 1 star. And that puts runners at first and second. For Ernie Clement. And Ernie Clement's hitting .250. He's 4 out of 16 with a homer and 3 driven in. Nothing on the habit. 4-9, and that's a fly ball to left. That'll be out number 2 as Ian Happ tracks it down. For the left fielder, Davis Schneider. Schneider does not have a hit. He's 0 for 4 on the season. Looking for that first hit. 1-8, and he won't get it. He's going to strike out. That's strikeout number 4 for Justin Steele. In 2 innings, he has struck out 4. And we got no score after 2. Somehow a little moth has gotten in here. It came in, I guess, when we had the porch light on. It must have gotten in the house and come up here automatically. And now Tabby is, I got the big light over there, and I guess it's flying near that big light. And it's a little baby moth. And Tabby is just fascinated by it. I will try to get rid of it after the game is over. Hopefully it won't come down and bother us. It's not going to bother everything. I'll get it out of here when the game's over. Still not sure how it got in here, but it did. All right, so we live in the country, so you get all kinds of flying insects and stuff that can sneak in when you're not suspecting it. You just leave the door open for a quick second, and you got a porch light on, or they're going to come right to you. All right, here's Mastroboni. He is 0 for 2 on the season. 2-9, and that's a ground ball to second. Well, that's 4 assists already for kind of Falefa. They are just giving him a lot of good workouts over here. Here's Nico Warner. It's a 4-12, and that's ground ball first base X. We're looking at Vlad Guerrero. 3E14 for Vladdy. 3-9 should be okay. 3 and a 9 is a G3. That's a 7, and he is an E14. E14, there is no 7. Boy, E15, there have been a 7, but not a 14. So Vladdy will make the play and flip it over to Bassitt covering for 2 down. Horner is retired, and here comes Ian Happ. That's a 1-9 for Happ, and he's going to strike out to end the inning. That's actually Bassitt's first strikeout. So 3 innings in the books for Bassitt, and he has kept the Cubbies off the scoreboard. Hey, Colin, good to see you. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Danny Jansen, the catcher. He's playing because Kirk had to rest. So Jansen just recently got called up, so he doesn't have many at-bats at all. In fact, Jansen is 0 for 2. 5-4. Fly ball center field X. He might be 0 for 3. Bellinger is a 2E4. That's a 2 and a 9, so I don't think that'll be a problem. 2 and a 9 is an F2. That's a 6, and he is an E4. No 6, so good play for Bellinger as he retires Jansen for 1 away. That'll bring up Springer. He struck out his first time up. 1-6, and he's going to strike out again. And for Steele, that is strikeout number 5. That'll bring up kind of Falefa. 1-9, and he's going to ground it to second, and that's going to end the inning. So 3 innings in the books, and nothing's been decided. We got no score as we head to the 4th. Here at Rogers Center, north of the border in Toronto. Bassitt back out. Will face Suzuki, Bellinger, and Topman. I'm sorry, Suzuki, Bellinger, and Bush. 5-4 for the right-hander is going to be another walk issued by Bassitt. That is his 4th walk. Suzuki, 5 or a 6 to get the lead. Does not get it. He will hold. Here's Cody Bellinger. 4-8, lefty. 1-9 is a double. That's an 11. It'll be a single 2 stars for Bellinger. And the Cubs finally have something cooking. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Bellinger with a chance to get a lead. Needs a 5. Nope, does not get it. He will hold. Bush, the batter. Infield is back. They need outs. They'll trade the run to get 2 outs. That's a 4-10. Ballpark single check. First time going to the ballpark. Ballpark single check on the 4-10. It's a 1-5, but that's an 11. So that will be a fly out to center. With the C, it's not going to advance the runners. So I'll keep it. I won't do the line out to second because it doesn't. The fly ball C does not change the outcome of the base runners. So there's 1 away for Michael Topman, infield looking for that double play to end the inning. 6-6. Struck him out. So Bassitt trying to fight back. That's his second strikeout. 1 out away from getting out of the mess. And here's Amaya, the catcher. Infield now, of course, back to normal. 1-9 for Amaya. Struck him out, and that's the end of the inning. So what a job there by Chris Bassitt, as he is taking care of business. And now we go to the bottom of the fourth for Justin Steele. He'll be facing Vlad Guerrero to lead things off. 4-11, and against a right-hander, that's a fly to right field. Suzuki hauls it in. 1 away for Justin Turner, the DH. He walked his first time up. 6-9, again, the injury chance is 6-11. So 6-9 is a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Justin Steele. Here is Dalton Varsho. 3-3 for Varsho against the lefty. It's a ballpark blast. It's only a 1-3, and the Devil dies a 4, so we just missed it. But just a deep fly to right field, and that's going to end the inning. So Varsho just got up under it, and at the end of 4, we got no score. And now this is the fatigue inning for both starting pitchers. Inning number 5, they have to be weary of fatigue. Here is Chris Morrell. 6-2, and that's a split chance. 1-7 is a single. That's an 8. He will line it to short. And Bassitt will handle it. 1 away. Here's Miles Mastrobuoni. 5-6, left-handed. That's a fly ball to left field. That's handled out there by Schneider. 2 down. Nico Horner, 3-6. 3-6 against the right-hander is a pop out to second base. And Chris Bassitt will keep full endurance as we head into the 6th inning for them. He gave up nothing on his point of weakness, so he goes into the 6th with full endurance. I'm going to cap either starter at 7 innings, no matter how well they're pitching. They're coming out after 7. So here's Bassitt. 2-7 against the lefty, grounds it to short. 1 away, and that'll send up Ernie Clement. 4-11, and that's going to be a fly to right field. 2 down as Suzuki hauls it in. And Davis Schneider, the left fielder, now wants to get to the 7th, and all the guys that had to rest for Toronto are available. 5-7 again, and that's a ground ball second base X. You're looking at Mastrobuoni. He's a 3E16. 3-14, he'll get to that. The E16 is a little bit questionable here with the 16 there. So we're looking at the second baseman with a 16-16. And there it is right there. 16 and 16 is a 1 base error on Mastrobuoni, E4. So that keeps the inning going. Schneider not really a threat to run, but he will try to get the lead, because if he does, he's got a 20 sitting right there. So you got to at least take a chance, right? 9, he does not get the lead. So that brings up Danny Jansen, the catcher. 5-4. Fly ball center field X. We're looking at Bellinger. He's a 2E4. 2-15, he'll get to that, but the error rate might be a little high. That's a 16. He's an E4 center fielder. And a 16 is right here, a 2 base error on Bellinger, with that 16 sitting right here, 16 sitting right there on the E4. That's a 2 base error by Bellinger. 2 innings in, 2 errors back to back by the Cubbies. And that will put runners at second and third, with 2 outs for George Springer. 5-4, and another X chance for Bellinger once again. Same thing, center field X. That's a 6. He's a 2E6, 2 and a 6, so he should get to that. 2 and a 6 is going to be an F2. That's a 3. That could be problematic. E16 and E4 and a 3. E4, there's a 4 there, but no 3. So Bellinger escapes that one and makes the catch to end the inning. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. And Steele will come back for the 6th inning. Can't blame him for the errors. Can't count that against him. So we go to the top of the 6th, still no score. And Ian Happ, your batter. He is walked and struck out. 6-8 against Bassitt. That's a 1-16 single. Base hit for Happ. He got picked off last time trying for a lead, but he's kind of stubborn, so he's going to try again. He's a 5. Does not get it. So Happ will hold. And here is Suzuki. That's a 5-6, and that's a fly to right field, 1 away. Hauled in by Springer. Brings up Cody Bellinger. He's walked and singled. 1-8, and this time he's going to pop it up to short, where Bassitt will take it 2 down for Michael Bush. I like to say his name, Bush, like the old Bush beer commercials. Head for the mountains. 4-5, left-handed is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Bassitt will come back for the 7th, as he's still pitching a shutout. But again, not getting any run support, just like his first start. And now Steele out. We'll be facing Kina Falefa, Guerrero, and Turner. 4-11, right-handed, fly ball to right. 1 down. And Vladimir Guerrero. 5-11. Ground ball first base X. We are looking at Bush. The 3-E5. 3-11, he'll get to it. E5 and a 12. E5, there's a 14, 17, and 18, but no 12. So he will get to it and flip to Steele covering for out number 2. And that brings up Justin Turner. 2-8 for Turner against the lefty. Grounds it to short. And Steele will pitch into the 7th inning. So 6 innings in the books, and we got a shutout going on both sides. This will be the last inning for Bassitt regardless. I'm going to cap him at 7 innings, both starters. And he's going to be facing Michael Tauchman. Move this over just a hair. I don't want to lose the dice tray, but I think I'm good this way. If it comes up with a roll on 3 or 6, I'll move him over if I have to. And 3-7, I'll move over slightly for Tauchman. 3-7, he's going to fly to center, and that's 1 away. And that takes us to Miguel Amaya. We are in the 7th inning, so pinch hitting is allowed. But the Cubs they don't want to mess up the pitcher-catcher chemistry they got going on, so they're not going to pinch it for Amaya. It's a 4-6, and that's a 1-2 single. 14 is going to be a line up to short. 2 down for Christopher Morel. 3-9 for Morel, and he strikes out to end the inning. So that's going to do it for Bassitt. He's going to go 7 shutout innings for Bassitt. We'll get the numbers on Bassitt. Obviously, no runs. He did walk quite a few. He walked 4, striking out 5. And he gave up how many hits? 1, 2, just the 2 hits. Give 4 walks and 2 hits. And if his team does not score this inning in the bottom of the 7th, he will come away with yet another no decision or another non-chance to win when he pitches really, really well. So Steele in his final inning will face Varsho, Bichette, and Clement for the Blue Jays. That's a 6-4, and that's a ballpark single check. It's 1-5, but that's a 19. So he will fly it to right field. Out number 1 for Bo Bichette. Only been 3 hits in the game, 1 by Toronto and 2 by Chicago. 6-8. Again, Steele's injury is 6-11. 6-8 is a strikeout. And for Steele, that is strikeout number 7. And it's going to send us to Ernie Clement. So there might be a battle of bullpens as the starters are going to probably lead this game scoreless. 5-10. Ground ball shortstop X. We are looking at Horner. He's a 2E20. 212, he'll get to that. E20 is the only question. That's a 9. E20, there is no 9, so it's good play. And Steele will finish 7 innings of shutout baseball, giving up just 1 hit. Now, if he had a no-hitter going on, I might keep him in a little longer, but he's got a 1-hitter, so no history being made here. Let's see. He gave up 1 hit. He walked 1, struck out 7. So that's pretty dominant, I would say. Pretty doggone dominant. So now the Blue Jays will need a new pitcher. Scheduled hitters are Mastrobuoni, Horner, and Happ. Lefty, righty switch. So you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. Let's go to the computer and see who for Toronto might be the most rested. Let's take a look at the team pitching to date. Let's see who's pitched only. Swanson's only pitched 1 game. But he's got a terrible ERA. I hate to bring him in. I'd rather bring in a better pitcher than that. Let's see. They're going to bring in. He didn't have a very good. Let me look at the game from last time that they played. Make sure I'm not using somebody that shouldn't be used. We had Swanson and Cabrera. Cabrera went in 2/3 last time. So we probably don't want to use him. Let's see. I think they're going to go to. They're going to go to Tim Meza. Tim Meza will be coming on, a left-hander for Toronto. So it will be Meza. And Meza has a +9 hold. That's not good at all. +5 guaranteed there. Now, Mastrobuoni is the scheduled hitter, but we're in the 8th inning, obviously, so pinch hitting is allowed. They do have right-hander Nick Madrigal on the bench, and they also have Garrett Cooper. They got 2 right-handers on the bench. They could pinch hit here. Let's see, Cooper 206, Madrigal 221, Mastrobuoni 194. So they're going to pinch hit with Madrigal, and he's also a better defender. Plus, he's a right-handed hitter, so they will go with Madrigal. Pinch hitting in the 8th and staying in to play third base in the 8th. So Madrigal it is. He will pinch hit for Mastrobuoni, and then it'll be Horner and Happ after that. So Tim Meza. Meza on the replay is 1-0 with a 4.50 ERA. In 2 games, he's gone 2 innings, given up 1 run, 2 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Meza to Madrigal, that's a 4-10. Right-handed catcher X. That is going to be Jansen. He's a 2E4. Jansen, 2 and a 7. But again, nobody on base, so don't have to worry about any kind of a pass ball or anything. 2 and a 7 is a pop out. That's a 12, and he is an E4. There's no 12, so he'll pop it out to Jansen. We're 1 away, but he will stay in the game to play third base, where he's a better defender. And that takes us back to the top of the order in Nico Horner. He's 0 for 3, hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield yet. 1-5, and he just did with a base hit. So Nico Horner breaks through with a single. He can get the lead on a 5 or a 6, but I tell you what, with the +5 hold, they may go without the lead. So he's going to try for the lead anyway. Does not get it. That's a 2. Chance of a balk on Meza. He can't balk. But what it will do is keep Horner from getting a good lead and being able to go anywhere. So we're going to hold Horner there. And we're going to have Ian Happ, the batter. 4-7. You switch your bang right hand. That's a double to center field for Ian Happ. And we'll see if they want to send Horner. I think they will. It's his 16 runner. Being held makes him a 15. Double to center. Center fielder arm. Varsho, though, is a -3. That would make it a 1-12. And you got Suzuki and Bellinger coming up. Man, that's a tough call. Tough call. What does the chat think? Do you think I ought to send him on a 1 to 12, or you think I ought to wait and see if Suzuki and Bellinger can drive him in? It would be a 1 to 12 for Horner. Runs at a 16, being held makes him a 15, and the -3 from Varsho is a 12. Hold'em got me coming up. Okay, Ben, that's what we will do. That was my thought too, with only one out. If there's 2 outs, obviously get the +2 advantage. I'd send him without a doubt, but with only 1 out, we'll go ahead and let him go. Now, Meza may very well, they could walk Suzuki and pitch to Bellinger. You got 2 lefties coming up, Bellinger and Bush. But Bellinger is such a good hitter. Suzuki 283, Bellinger 260. Actually, Suzuki's a better hitter, so they're going to intentionally walk Suzuki to load the bases and set up a force play at any base. And they're going to play the infield back for the double play. Kind of cheated just slightly. I looked at Bellinger's card against left-handers. He has no ground ball Bs. So there's no chance that they're going to ground ball. He's got 1 ground ball C, and that's it. Other ground balls he has are all A's and A pluses. He actually got 2 ground balls. He got 2 ground ball C's. Everything else is ground ball A's. We're going to play back for the double play. They're going to trust Meza that he can induce a double play grounder. There's a 1 for a wild pitch chance. That's not good. Let's see what his wild pitch rating is on the computer. Oh, no, it's on the card. I'm so used to 87 and not be on the card. His wild pitch rating's a 4. And it's blocked by Jansen, so no dice there for the Cubs. They're going to have to earn it themselves. Bases loaded, 1 out, infield at double play depth. 4-6, and that doesn't matter where they play. That's a single to right field. That's going to be it for Meza, I think. We know that Horner is going to score. Happ very well may score. He's a 14. Not being held is a 15. 0 arm 1 to 15. And if you throw through, both runners are going to advance the extra base. Boy, it's a 1 to 15. But if you don't get him, then you have second and third, 2 runs in, and still only 1 out. So the run's going to score. The 2-run single, Bellinger will be held at second base. I'm sorry, Suzuki will be held at second base. And that'll bring up Michael Bush. This is the last batter Meza will face. Lefty on lefty. 2 runs are in. That's a 2. Another chance for a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at a balk again, and Meza has a 0 balk rating. Pitch to Bush. 3-8 against the lefty. Struck him out. 2 down. And they're going to let Meza go ahead and pitch to Tauchman. It's another lefty on lefty matchup. Of course, the Cubs could pinch hit with a righty, but I think they're going to stick with Tauchman. That's another 2. Another chance for a balk or pass ball. And again, 0 balk for Meza. 2-8 for Tauchman. 1 to 2 is a home run. That's a 10. It'll be a fly to left to end the inning. But 2 runs are in. And Meza, not the best outing he's ever had. 1 inning pitched, he gives up 3 hits and 2 runs. They were earned. Walked 1, which was intentional, struck out 1. But he's on the hook for the loss. And what that does by Chicago scoring 2 runs there, Justin Steele now is the pitcher of record to get the win. So his 7 shutout innings for the 1 hitter is up there ready to accept the victory if his bullpen can hold it. Now, Toronto's bullpen couldn't do it. We'll see if Chicago's bullpen can do it. We'll go to their bullpen and see who they have that they could bring in and who needs rest and who needs to pitch and stuff like that. Most of their pitchers in the bullpen have pitched 2 games or more. There's that moth. Get him out of here. Tabby's going to chase him all over the place. They're going to go with Keegan Thompson. He's only pitched in 1 game so far and went 2 innings. So this will be his 2nd game of the season. So they're going to bring in Keegan Thompson. Keegan Thompson. Thompson, a -1, a minus there, so it's a 0 on the whole. So Keegan Thompson will be facing the scheduled hitters, Davis Schneider, Jansen, and Springer. But now we're in the 8th inning. So we got pinch hitters that can be coming in for the Blue Jays, and they will be coming off the bench fast and furious. for both of these guys. Schneider's not going to bat, neither will Jansen. Not with the lefties, not with the right-hander in there now. They're going to bring in the left-handers. So Schneider was in left field. So they're going to bring in Addison Barger. And Barger will take over in left field in the 9th inning. So Barger it is, hitting for Schneider. And then they've already got a left-hander ready to go, hitting for the catcher, and that is going to be DH guy Dan Vogelbach's got a good column 3. So Vogelbach will pinch hit, and then Kirk will go in and catch in the 9th. Vogelbach pinch hits in the 8th, and then Kirk catches in the 9th. Okay. All right, so Addison Barger for the Blue Jays. Well, first of all, look at Thompson. 1 game pitch, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Switch over to Toronto stats, and we'll look at Addison Barger. And on the replay, Barger is 1 for 5. I'm sorry, he's 0 for 5. He did score a run because he did get a walk, but he's 0 for 5 on the replay so far. So Barger it is, taking on Keegan Thompson. It's a 5-5 left-handed, and that's an in-home run chance right out of the box. And Addison Barger, in power, home run. You don't see managing like that on that other channel. Pinch hit home run right off the bat. Talk about making the right move. Addison Barger did it by bringing that left-hander in there. Home run, Addison Barger, his first hit of the replay and his first RBI, of course, with the home run. Cuts the lead to 2-1. And he will stay in the game to play left field. And now here comes Vogelbach. He's got the power to tie this game. Vogelbach. It's a 1-7, but he flies out to left field, 1 away. So Kirk will come in and catch the 9th inning for the Blue Jays. And back to the top of the order, and George Springer. 2-11 for Springer. That's a ballpark blast. It's a 1-9, but that's an 18. Double Die did cooperate. Deep fly to left. 2 down for Kiner-Falefa. That's a 5-7. Struck him out. So Thompson rebounds after giving up that's going to be it for Thompson. But after giving up the home run, he comes back and takes care of business. But the Blue Jays are on the board. And at the end of 8, it is 2-1 Chicago. And again, Steele will get credit for the win if the score stays the same. And the loss would go to Mesa. Now the Blue Jays need a pitcher for the 9th inning. Coming up, it's Amaya, Morel, and Madrigal. So all right-handers are coming up. So they will go with Eric Swanson. Actually, no, Swanson pitched the last game, a third of the inning. We're not going to use him. We're going to use somebody that's got a fresher arm than that. We're going to go to Yimi Garcia instead. So Yimi Garcia. Plus, I like the name Yimi. So +5. All right, Kirk is, hold on, Kirk. I got to fix this. Kirk's in the game now to catch. He's a -2, so that makes him a +3, not a +5. You got the -2 from Alejandro Kirk. So I'll go ahead and move them over here since we're in the 9th inning. Since we're running out of room, that would make the most sense to do that. So we're going to have Amaya, Morel, and Mastroboni due up for the Cubbies. Amaya, Morel, and Mastroboni. We get a 3-7, and that's a 1-2 double. 13 will be a single. Leadoff single for Amaya. He's aboard, and of course, Nobody can bunt in this league, so we're not going to bunt. Going to have them just swing away. One, two, and that's a Lomax to third base for a double play. Lines at the third, and then 5-3 for the double play on the Lomax. That 1-2 Lomax right here to third base. Takes care of that. 2 down, and now here's Madrigal. He popped out to Jansen his first time up, and now he gets to bat again. 110, and he's going to fly to right to end the inning. And that one, Garcia had everything come off the batter cards, but he managed to get through the inning thanks to that little play. 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, nothing else. We go to the bottom of the ninth, last chance for the Blue Jays, and they'll have to do it against the closer, Hector Neris, for the Cubbies. Hector Neris had 17 saves for the Cubs. So he will come on. Hector Neris. And -1 for him, and Amaya's a +1, makes him a 0. All right, due up, it is going to be Guerrero, Turner, and Varsho, kind of the heart of the order for the Blue Jays. These are the guys you want if you're the Blue Jays. You want those guys up there. Neris on the replay. Let's get his stats on the replay. Forgot to do that. On the replay, Hector Neris will be making his 3rd appearance. He's 0-0 with 2 saves. His only 2 appearances resulted in saves. He's gone 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout. And this would tie him for the league leading saves if he gets his 3rd save. He would save all 3 Cub wins. 210 for Guerrero, struck him out. 1 away for Justin Turner. Designated hitter, Justin Turner. 4-8, and that's a 1-12 double. That's a 5. It'll be a double for Justin Turner. And we get a pinch runner for Turner. He only runs at a 9, but the tying run is on base, so you got to go to a pinch runner here. And they're going to go to Kevin Kiermaier. And Kiermaier would stay in the game to DH, but he runs at a 15, plus he's a threat to steal. So you have to bring in Kiermaier here to pinch run. That's almost a no-brainer. So Kiermaier will do the pinch running. Question is, does he try to get the lead? Needs a 6 to get the lead. If he gets the lead, it's almost guaranteed to steal third. No, we're not going to steal third base. What am I doing? I was thinking he's on second base. We're not going to take that chance. So Dalton Varsho is up. Tying run. He is at second base. The question is, do the Cubs hold Kiermaier on? He is a 15. They will hold him on second base to try to cut down his lead. But it does open up those pluses and pounds. I mean, the pound signs and stuff on the X charts if they happen to roll that way. All right, so Varsho with Kiermaier now at second with good speed. Facing Neris. 6'9". Let me get Neris's injury. No, I didn't check that, but I think he's pitched enough where 6'9" is not going to be a problem. Neris, let's see. Why is he on the extra players? Pitched 44 innings. I didn't think he'd be in the extra players, but I guess he is. Neris. Yeah, he's a 1, so he's a 6'12". So 6'9" is not a problem. But it is a problem with a single to right field. That's a big problem. Single to right field for Varsho. Right fielder arm, though, Suzuki is a -2. And we already said that Kiermaier runs at a 15, but being held makes him a 14. And then you got the -2 is a 1-12. Or you can hope that Bassitt does something to you. So I think, well, with that good arm out there, you don't want the runner throwing out the plate. That's almost like ending the game there. So we're going to hold him at third base. I really want to send him, but just don't think it's a wise move. So Varsho, by the way, can steal a base as well. He needs a 6 to get the good lead. And he gets the 6. So chance for Varsho to steal. He's a 19. Being held as a 17. 1 to 17. He's going to go. And he's in there. Stolen base. Now a base hit could win the game for the Blue Jays. Base hit by Bassitt could do it. Do they walk Bassitt and pitch to Clement? Oh, actually, Clement has a better average than Bassitt does. So I think you're just going to play the infield in and pitch to Bassitt. That's all you can do. Play the infield in and pitch to Bassitt. So Neris with the infield in, looking to not blow this save. Really needs a strikeout. 110, but he's not going to get it. That's the ball game. Bassitt just walked it off with a double. And the Blue Jays scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to walk it off and steal one, literally steal one from Justin Steele and the Cubs. As Neris couldn't get it done, he goes a third of an inning, gives up 3 hits and 2 runs. And there's your ball game. Winning pitcher was Jimmy Garcia, as it turns out. Loser is Neris. 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th by Toronto, and they win it by the score of 3-2. Toronto improves to 3-3. The Cubs drop to 2-4. For the Blue Jays, 3 runs on just 5 hits. Cubs 2 runs on 6 hits. There were 2 errors on the Cubs that actually didn't affect the game at all. They didn't do anything there. None for the Jays. So 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Toronto. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Cubbies. Yimi Garcia, the winner. And, of course, Neris drops to 0-1. And Yimi Garcia improves to 1-0. So they didn't want to walk Bassitt and have to face Clement because Clement had a better average. But Bassitt says, shouldn't have pitched to me, boys. And they did anyway. And Justin Steele is the guy who's probably like, what the hell? I pitched a 1-hitter through 7 innings. You guys can't hold a lead. What's going on? What in the wild world of sports is going on around here? So there you go. Demolition League strikes as always. Hello, Dr. D. So game 26 is in the books. Game 27. We'll see what the next schedule for game 27 would be. Let's see who else might have an interesting matchup. It's either going to, we're not going to do the Marlins and the Dodgers. I'm going to play that offline because that's going to be a disaster. I think we're going to do Minnesota and Oakland next and play that one in Oakland because Minnesota is tied with the Dodgers at 4-1 for first place. So tomorrow night it is the Twins taking on the A's from Oakland. That'll be the next game in the Demolition League. Tomorrow morning, 1987. Back to that replay in the morning time. It'll be the Red Sox against the Kansas City Royals. Bruce Hurst against Danny Jackson, a couple of lefties from Royal Stadium or Kauffman Stadium, whatever it was called in 1987. That will be tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon sometime, I don't know exactly when, maybe around 1 o'clock or so, I don't know. I will post, it won't be a live stream, it'll be a recording of what I did on OBS this afternoon, where I go through how to set up the league from scratch on the Strat-O-Matic computer and take you through step by step how to add the teams, set up the league, name the league, set up the league with the rules and all the extracurricular stuff, and then add the teams to the league, make a schedule, all that good stuff. Somebody asked me to do that, so I went ahead and did it. And I wanted to do it to say I conquered OBS. I finally got OBS to behave, and there was no lagging in the audio, and there was no humming. So I was very happy about that. And so I'm very happy the way this turned out. So that's what's coming. That's what's coming tomorrow. So I have 3 videos tomorrow. Well, 1 video tomorrow, 2 live streams, 1 video tomorrow because of that. And so anybody that came in late, this was Tabby. Right before I threw out the first pitch, she was sitting on her perch, and you can see the Strat-O-Matic box right here. But that's her little perch that she sits on, right? Whoops, whoa, got too much there. That's the little perch she sits on. right there. There you go. That's the little perch she sits on with the Strat-O-Matic box over there. So she loves this little perch. It sits right next to the table here, and she's within arm reach where I can pet her, and she's all happy and everything. So, hey, K-Fan, how you doing? Yeah, Cat-O-Matic. That might be or Tab-O-Matic. Maybe it's Tab-O-Matic. I don't know. But, yeah, tomorrow, look out for that. But tomorrow morning it's going to be the 87 Red Sox against the Royals. And then sometime in the early afternoon, it'll be that video of Strat PC, how to set up a new league from scratch and add teams from other leagues and whatnot. And then tomorrow night, roughly around the same time, around 9-ish or so, we'll have the Twins and the A's from Oakland. And probably tomorrow afternoon, I'll go ahead and play the Dodgers and Marlins offline and show you the score sheet and show you the gory details. And we'll see if the Marlins can get their first win or whether they drop to 0-6. It's a sad state of affairs with the Marlins. So thanks, everybody, for spending part of your Tuesday night with me. Hope you all are having a nice evening. Hope you got to enjoy a lot of football over the weekend. I know Robert's happy with the Miami Hurricanes knocking off the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame. I know he's happy about that. So we shall see. I knew that Virginia Tech had no chance against South Carolina, so I had no pie in the sky on that one. I mean, at least I think they, reasonably, they didn't get blown out they gave two big plays at the end, but they gave South Carolina all they wanted for at least 3 quarters. So, but that's why the game goes 4 quarters, because you got to do it for 4 quarters, and they couldn't quite get it done. But college football is back, and that's what's more important than anything else if you're a college football fan. Yeah, you want your team to win, but you still enjoy the process of watching all the good teams out there. So it was also made me feel very good seeing North Carolina get the crap beat out of them and show that Mr. Belichick is not some guru. If he doesn't have Tom Brady as his quarterback, he's lost. Simple as that. He is lost. So I know he'll probably get in the Hall of Fame anyway, but I don't think he should. But I know he will, just based on what he did with Tom Brady, but that's unfortunate. Just like Bobby Cox, I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I could have managed. I had 3 Hall of Fame pitchers on my rotation. I think I could manage at least 1 World Series win. So I just don't think he was a great manager. I think he just had an outstanding pitching staff, an all-time outstanding. Nope, I don't think anybody's had a pitching staff like that in recent memory. But I digress. So anyway, enough of that rambling. I've got to get Tabby straight and then get ready to close up the evening and move on to bigger and better things. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has I don't know if he had deflated balls or not. I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I know they went up 7-0 on the first series, and everybody was all hooping and hollering, saying, "Oh, Carolina's back," and all this other stuff. And yeah, he's a good general manager midlife, but between the lines, he's been found wanting. He literally gave away that series against the Twins with the way he handled his bullpen. I mean, come on, bringing in Charlie Leibrandt to face Kirby Puckett in Game 6. Really? Did he not see the stat that Kirby Puckett hit .406 against left-handed pitching in 1991? Did he not know this? Did he not have access to this? You could bring a lefty to face Kirby? Really? So I just don't get it. I do not get it. But there's a lot of stuff in the Hall of Fame I don't get. So, but anyway, enough of that. Everybody's got their opinion, and I'm sure 19 out of 20 people probably disagree with mine, which is fine. That's the good thing about having opinions. You can agree to disagree as long as you're not disagreeable. So, yeah, it was a hunch, all right, like the hunchback of Notre Dame. So anyway, that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a great evening, whatever you have planned. My plan is probably go to bed in about 30 minutes, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Might jump on my PlayStation 5. I'm still old school. I have PlayStation 4. I refuse to spend the money for a PlayStation 5. I've got a lot of games on PlayStation 4 and I don't play that often. It's just something I do once in a while just to unwind and give me something to do. And I can go around and kill computer people and it doesn't hurt anybody, but I get my anger out. So I've got, games, a couple of games on the PlayStation 4 I like to throw in there once in a while. So I might go do that before I go to bed just to go around and cause some havoc and have a little fun and then go to bed. So tomorrow morning, probably around 8:30ish or so, I have Red Dead Redemption 2. I also have Grand Theft Auto 5, but right now what I'm playing is Assassin's Creed 3. I've already finished the game, but now I'm going through and doing some of the missions that I didn't do in the actual game itself, and I've got all the tools and stuff after playing the entire game, so I've got much better weapons and stuff like that, so I can go through and knock those missions out in no time and almost get a perfect score. So it's very satisfying instead of frustrating. And I can go kill all the computer guys. So that makes it nice too. So, but yeah, I've got that. I've got one game I bought that I played like maybe 3 chapters in is the Mafia Definitive Edition. They had it on sale on the PlayStation site for like $5 a couple weeks ago, about a month ago maybe, and when they were doing one of their sales, so I bought it, and it's all right. It's not my favorite, but it's for $5. I figured I couldn't go wrong there. I also like the Pretend All the Aliens are Bobby Cox. That's absolute, but they're in France, so I don't know if Bobby Cox is French or not. Another game I have that I play quite a bit on the PlayStation 4. I enjoy the series. Uncharted series, the Nathan Drake Uncharted series. I have all 4 of those games that I enjoy. I've got both Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 because I upgraded and bought the Red Dead Redemption 1 for the PlayStation 4. I did upgrade for that when it was on sale. Only on sale. I only buy these things when they're on sale. I can't remember the last time I paid $60 for a video game. I usually wait till they're on sale about $20 and I buy them. Because just other than even the baseball game, even the show, I wait until almost the next season and get it for like $10, or at the end of the current season and get it for like $10. Now I can't even play that because they don't even offer for PlayStation 4. You have to have PlayStation 5 to play that game, and I'm just not going there. I'm not paying $500 for that. So my PlayStation 4 does me just fine. Robespierre is Cox, really? Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. And if you're familiar with that game at all, the Assassin's Creed Unity, when I was playing the game, I didn't realize that. It took me a second to realize that the blacksmith was the main villain. I didn't realize that until after the fact. When I was playing the actual mission with to rescue the blacksmith, I had no idea it was, the main guy I was supposed to take out. So that was kind of interesting. But anyway, yeah, racing games and simulators are great too. I mean, I don't have a wheel though, so it'd be kind of hard for me to steer with those controllers. And plus, my PlayStation 4, I don't even have a PlayStation 4 controller. The controller I have with that game, because I bought that game like 5 years ago, and the controller wore out. So I went on Amazon and bought a knockoff version, which is fine. There's some things that doesn't, when you put it when you have it hooked up there, sometimes you get a message on the screen saying you don't have the controller, blah, blah, blah. That's whatever, but whatever. Anyway, also have this other game, which is kind of interesting, called Until Dawn. That's kind of a spooky kind of game that I have that was kind of fun to play. It's like a butterfly effect. You do certain things. If you do a certain thing, something else will happen. I guess it's called a butterfly effect that's in that game called Until Dawn. That's kind of interesting. Trying to think about what other games I have on there. I don't play them that often, obviously. And most of them I have are disc. Very few. The couple of them I have on downloads, but most of them are actual CD type disc. that I hope don't get scratched. So, yeah, it does, Cosmo. It's a pretty interesting game. I will admit that. One thing about Until Dawn is it's got the actor in there that played Freddie Mercury in the movie about Queen. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he's actually in the video game as a character. First time I'd seen him, and then I saw him play. He get the lead role for Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie or whatever it was about Queen. So that was interesting. So of course, back when he was doing that, I think he was in some kind of show called I, Robot or something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm vaguely familiar with very few of these things, but I think I'm gonna go fire up this Assassin's Creed 3 and kill some more French people, French bad guys, and pretend they're Bobby Cox and pretend they're Bill Belichick, and that might make me happy. I don't know. All right, so until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play. Do I stream games? No, not on PlayStation 4. I don't know how to do that, and I'm not sure I even want to do that because I only do that once in a blue moon, so it's not anything that I'd want to get into. I don't think my stuff will hold up compared to what some of these other gamers do with those streaming and stuff. I'm lucky I could do this, So anyway, I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me tonight. RJL was off tonight, so hopefully you got at least some baseball in to fill you in. Of course, Spokane Steve was on about 6 hours ago. But if you're working tomorrow morning or out and about, whatever you're doing, around 8:30, I plan to be on with the 1987 Boston Red Sox against the Kansas City Royals. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.